The heart. It is the most vital organ inside the human body, pumping blood at a rate of about once per second as part of a system stretched out over 90,000 kilometers, while being the size of a fist in an adult. If something were to go wrong, you'd be in trouble. Heart disease. It's bigger than you might think, with an insane number of different types of heart and circulatory diseases. In some cases, such as coronary artery disease, blockages may lead to restricted blood flow. Sometimes, vital organs are more directly affected, like vascular dementia affecting the brain. In most cases, however, it would be a shocking blow to a person's health. Back in the 1950s, patients with heart diseases did not have much by way of treatment, with no specific treatments for each type of disease. Who could have foreseen the invention of pacemakers to change that? We now know much more. We know that heart diseases are made more likely by a variety of external factors, such as smoking and exercise, other diseases such as diabetes, and even genes inherited from parents. But we still don't know the exact cause of these various heart conditions. Some inherited conditions may not even show symptoms. Over 10% of the UK's population live with heart diseases. That's around the same number as those living with cancer or Alzheimer's disease combined and doubled. It is estimated that over half of us will get a heart or circulatory condition in a lifetime, with these being responsible for 24% of all deaths in the UK. That amounts to one death every 3 minutes. And every 5 minutes, there's another hospital admission due to a heart attack. Globally, about a third of all deaths are from cardiovascular diseases. But things are getting better with the help of the British Heart Foundation. Since being established, the number of deaths each year has halved in the UK. While coronary heart disease was the leading cause of death globally in 2019, the annual number has more than halved in the UK since the foundation was established. Back in the 60s, more than 70% of heart attacks killed. Today, around 70% survive. People living with CHD and those who have had a heart attack are twice as likely to have a stroke. In fact, people living with heart failure are about 2 to 3 times more likely to have a stroke, and people living with one of the most common forms of arrhythmia, atrial fibrillation, are 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Strokes are where blood supply to the brain is cut off, damaging brain cells. They are another of the biggest killers in the UK, with around a quarter happening to people of working age, and are also the biggest cause of severe disabilities in the UK. As for vascular dementia, this is the second most common type of dementia, accounting for about a quarter of cases. Amongst stroke survivors, vascular dementia is accountable for 3/4 of dementia cases. This is just a glimpse at the connected web between each of these devastating conditions. So how does the British Heart Foundation help? Although the British Heart Foundation is the biggest independent funder of heart diseases in the UK, it's not just a charity for the UK. Research is at the heart of the charity's work, whether that's through funding research or working with the government to increase investment, work with patients, and work in cooperation with organisations overseas. It finances research into causes of heart diseases so that they can be prevented, and though there may not be a cure right now, there are ways to treat these conditions. Research is the key. That's how heart transplants, stents, portable defibrillators, and more became standard ways of improving the lives of those living with heart and circulatory diseases. After treatment, it is important for patients to get the help that they need during recovery. The recovery process improves lives further and prevents cardiovascular events from occurring again. However, only half of patients attend this vital rehabilitation. If this could be raised to 85%, it could result in the prevention of 20,000 more deaths and almost 50,000 fewer hospital admissions over the next decade. And it would save millions of pounds that could be spent on more research, preventing even more deaths. The British Heart Foundation understands that support doesn't just need to be for physical health, but psychological and emotional well-being too. They are working to provide that. With your help, they can reach their ambitious goals sooner. If you're watching this on YouTube, links are in the description to see the excellent work of the foundation. There's also a link to the Project for Awesome website, which works in the same way as in past years. Over this weekend, the community votes for our favourite charities, and those with the most votes gain a portion of the funds raised over the course of this fantastic event. Please vote to help the British Heart Foundation, and please donate to the P4A. I'm sure that all the charities will be doing great work and could use the extra support. Depending on when you watch this, your donations will be split into two different pots. If you're watching before 5 PM on 26th of February, UK time, your donations will go to Save the Children and Partners in Health. After this, all donations will be split amongst the top most voted charities. If you're watching after the 1st of March, you can donate directly to the British Heart Foundation using the link in the description. Please remember to vote, and please donate. You can even buy physical or digital perks. Join in the spirit at the live stream.